What's going on? From Arrowhead to Orchard Park, this is Tables and Tailgates, your weekly Chiefs and Bills podcast. Reactions, predictions, league surprises, and more, all served with the energy of a tailgate. Grab a drink, fire up the grill, and let's talk football. Welcome back to Tables and Tailgates, fam. Episode 10.
We've made it. 10 of them.
There's only one person excited for this show, and it's the one that looks the dumbest. Well, okay. Before we get started, I want to give a huge shout out to all of our new subscribers and followers, and of course the OGs who've been riding with us from the start. You can be anywhere in the world right now, but you are here with us. We appreciate you for that. The best way to support the show is by hitting the follow button, smash the like button, subscribe, share it with your crew, ring the bell so you never miss when we drop new content. We have new episodes every Wednesday, wherever you get your podcasts. Now let Tom take over from here because he's the only one excited for it.
It is Victory Monday for the Bills Mafia. Look, like I was telling you guys this before the podcast started, if this is Buffalo's Super Bowl, then by God, I'm coming in hot and heavy. If this is every year going to be Buffalo's Super Bowl, here I am. The glasses came out. This is getting real. Look, Bills hold
raise the banner.
Mahomes and the Chiefs. Yeah, raise the banner. Drop, boom. Add another one to it. 5-5.
Another regular
Buffalo
season
held
win.
off Patrick and the Chiefs at Highmark. KC enters a bye week. I think there's a much needed break for Kansas City, but we will see all of that on this episode of Tables and Tailgates. Let's get into it. Man, look.
It was not as I thought it. It obviously coming down to a one-score game was close, but it was not at all how I thought that was going to go down. To be honest with you,
I'm pretty sure I had to score
Chiefs were gonna-
28-21, but yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see yours. I think you did.
Yeah. I just had it swapped. I should have predicted it this way. I mean, I don't know why I expected anything different. The Chiefs always kind of lay an egg in this game. I mean, I say lay an egg, it was a one possession game, but we'll get into it from the Chiefs' perspective.
Yeah, because Matt Prater couldn't make his thing. Let's get it. I had it 30-27 Buffalo. I seriously thought you were going to have to put up 30 to beat Kansas City. Everybody all week last week and how Kansas City's been is they're the best in the league. They look the best. They're hot, and by God are they. But this is that every year game that Buffalo and Kansas City has, that this is where Buffalo wins it. I even said it on the last podcast, is this where we're going to be able to flip the script, where Kansas City wins in Buffalo, then Buffalo comes around and wins in the playoffs. But
I'll take losing to you guys in the regular season instead.
Yeah. And I think a lot of fans have it that way. Look, I think this was the last game in Highmark, potentially, that Kansas City will come play. So Buffalo had to be there.
Sure.
We had to get that last dub. We already lost to the Patriots in Buffalo. So I'm surprised anybody's going to win in that. That stadium was loud yesterday on TV. It was different. It was a different kind of energy that Buffalo brought.
Playoff atmosphere.
It was. And I had Jimmy had it 35-21 Kansas City. So, wow. Dave, you were there. You just had it backwards.
Yeah. Well, when one team gets off the bus and the other doesn't, it felt like, for part of it.
Yeah.
You don't get the outcome you want sometimes.
Buffalo wins 28-21 at Highmark. Josh Allen was doing his thing. Some of the trending up, trending down in the offense and defense. We'll just jump right into it. I'll get right into Buffalo's side. I can't do it.
What's funny? What's going on?
Just your ears are getting excited.
Yeah. Well, there's not much to be excited about. I'm dead on the inside, but at least my hat's funny.
Yeah. So, look, we'll get into this. Josh Allen, the reigning league MVP, last year. He played like an MVP. He set a franchise record, completing 88.5% of his passes, went 23 of 36 for 273 yards and a touchdown. He also ran for 19 yards and 2 touchdowns that came on the end of the tush push or the Josh push. So,
I think you put that down wrong there, Tom. He was 23 for 26, not 36.
oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I thought I had 23. Oh, yeah, I did. He was 23 for 26. Sorry. Jesus. And it's even sitting right there. And I can see it. And I write it down wrong. Well, there we go.
Yeah.
Starting out trying to make it. That wouldn't be 88% of the passes.
No, it seemed
If I had
off.
23. Yeah. I don't math today. Today's not the math day. But he was comfortable and in control all afternoon. And when you get Josh or Patrick comfortable and they're able to stay comfortable in the pocket all game, that's what you get. You get elite quarterback play. That's just how it is.
Well, it's not only that, but your tight ends had just so much separation. The linebacking core couldn't cover them to save their life. I think Josh Allen used to call it milk check anytime he saw a white guy lined up on the other side. And he must have been calling for a lot of milk that game when he saw Dalton Kincaid against Drew Tranquil out there, because Drew Tranquil couldn't cover anybody. So that I'm sure helped out quite a bit. But he remained relatively untouched. I mean, there's a few sacks there, but great game there. Sorry. Didn't mean to take your thunder there.
No, that's good. Like we all called it that it was going to be a tight end game. And it was also going to be a running back game if Buffalo could get the running game going. But before that, I'll go in tight ends. Dalton Kincaid, wide open on a 23-yard touchdown, like you were saying. Drew Tranquil, kind of. I mean, he had him on the route anyways. He did fall, which didn't make it any better. And it, came up with his first score of the game, and then he had a big 47-yard catch and run to help his total for the day. He went 6 of 6 for 101 yards. That is the first receiver to go for 100 yards against Kansas City. I can't remember what the stat was. I was hearing it all
It
day.
was running backs.
Well,
it
and
was
receivers.
Oh, but it was 26, I believe, consecutive games that the Chiefs have not allowed anyone to
100
rush over
yards.
100.
Yeah.
Right.
He squeaked by.
I want to look that up, and I'll look it up here in a little bit. But I swear I think they were also saying for a receiver too. You guys haven't allowed a single receiver to have over 100-yard game, and it's been wild. But yeah, James Cook was the first one to have. I could just hop right into that side. He just kept cooking, man. He kept rolling along, chugging along. James Cook just cooked. I mean, the cook was in the kitchen. It was the first time running back ran for over 114 yards on Kansas City since that game in December. Right? I think it was a December game. Oh, when that happened.
I think it was a game against the Raiders. The last time the Chiefs gave up a prolific running back or running yards like that. So it's been a while.
Big one too. He also caught a third down for 11 yards towards the end of the game. So helping out that third down. That third down offense and defense was huge for Buffalo. Buffalo went 7 of 12, 58%, and was able to hold Kansas City, the one team that I think is the best at third down and fourth down conversions, to a whopping 3 for 13 and 23%. So being able to get Patrick off the ball, off the mark, and off tempo, and get in his face and get him rushed, seemed to do a lot. But listen, Reggie Gilliam, I want to give a huge shout out, and Bills Mafia should do the same. Reggie Gilliam deserves a Hemi Award. That man has been a huge part of this running game for like 4 weeks now. Like, the running game nearly goes through Reggie Gilliam in those blocks. If you watch him come out of the backfield, the man, if he sees a linebacker if a linebacker sees him, just know he's coming after you, and he's going to hit you as hard as he can. And he's going to move you backwards. The dude's been playing everywhere, but he was a huge part of this running game. Again, he kept punishing defenders in his one-on-one blocks, and he was just leading the way for Cook in that running game, giving Cook bigger holes to run through. I didn't see what Cook averaged on there. I didn't add that stat down what he did, but it was huge, man. It was great to get to see that. Trending up again on that was not allowing Chris Jones to just come in and wreck that game. And Karloftis isn't who's your guys' edge rusher? It's Karloftis, right?
It's Karloftis and Amenahu.
Yeah, Karloftis.
Yeah.
I was scared the whole time that this was going to be a Chris Jones and Karloftis just tee off on Buffalo's offense, keep us one-dimensional. But again, Buffalo's offensive line has shown week in and week out while they are the greatest up front at protecting Josh. For once, our red zone offense was very productive. The 3 times we went down in the red zone, we scored. So that was huge to get to see Buffalo in the red zone 3 times, and you score 3 times. You don't shit the bed. So that was another huge. All 3 trips ended in touchdowns. Not giving up the ball, not having to kick a field goal. So that was great to get to see. And the last thing trending up was how fast both sides of the ball got moving. They came in with a purpose. They knew. We've talked about it plenty of times. I talk about Kansas City's a second half team, and if you're not defeating them in one way or another, you're not doing anything. You're going to go into the second half. Patrick's going to just put on half the cape and dog walk you. And that's luckily we started fast, kept our foot on the gas. I have a few trending down on our offensive side, and again, I kind of put the special teams and kickers on there. Matt Prater. A 58-yard field goal. 52 yards, sorry. 52-yard field goal. One of the best to ever do it. I think it's time we go back and get Tyler Bass out of IR. You cannot give Kansas City the ball back with 27 seconds. That's way too much time. We've seen what happened for 13 seconds. That scared me. That's too much time. You could have iced the game there. It hit that goalpost solid. I thought it was just going to squeak in on the right side, but it didn't. That gave Kansas City the ball at their own 42 with 22 seconds left, and we know what happens there. It's not good.
It's pretty good for Bills fans today. Yesterday.
It is. It ended well for us finally, but it doesn't always end that way for us, right?
That's true.
Yeah. I actually was rooting for your kicker to make it because I had no faith in the Chiefs' offensive line to put together a drive to get in the end zone at the end of the game. I wanted to get out of that game. I was ready for it to be over at that point. I know, like, we're doing a weird thing with kickers, and I understand you're upset, but bro, it's still a 58-yard field goal.
52.
Like that, just 52. Okay, but
yeah,
still, like 3 years ago, missing a 52-yard field goal wasn't crazy. Now, granted, a lot's changed, and someone literally just broke the NFL longest field goal kick yesterday.
68 yards.
Absolutely insane, by the way. But these kicking balls have definitely changed the game. To think that we're in a world now where 50-plus yard field goals are close to guaranteed is absolutely insane. So I understand your frustration with your kicker. I don't know. I haven't really kept up with the special teams. Have they missed a lot of field goals so far this season? I'm not sure.
No, he just came in, and we haven't had Tyler Bass all year. And remember, Bass last year won a game on a 61-yard field goal, or I think it was 60 at the last second. So Uh, look, I don't know. Those are ones though that if you want to be elite, especially when you're playing a Kansas City team, you cannot. Anytime you have Patrick out there or Kansas City, you never know what's going to happen. I mean that takes me to another trending down for our well, this was really our defense. That fourth down play extension. And I'll just get that over with here because I accidentally put it in the offensive side of the notes. But on the second drive of the game, the Bills went for it on. Well, actually, no, this was different. So on the second drive of the game, Bills went for it in 4th and 2 from the Chiefs 47.
Mhm.
They got to the line quickly. Really, you do that because you're trying to keep the package Kansas City has on the field. So presumably that's what we're doing. We're trying to keep Kansas City the package that they have and personnel that we saw on the field. And then that backfield, though, is it led to poor execution and on their own part, resulting in an incomplete pass and Kansas City taking over the. If you're going to try to convert a 4th and 2 to keep the play alive, you got to get a little creative or do what works. A play action, get Josh running quickly. I personally don't like the design quarterback runs myself, especially when Josh does it because I think teams just snuff it out too much. It's like he gives it away. But that's got to change. And then the last thing I'll say is the kickoff return following our second touchdown. Tyquan Thornton returned the kick to the 40-yard line. I've been
Yeah.
kind of nervous about Buffalo's kickoff team special teams, allowing teams to get really good field position. And when you have Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, or even the Bills, or a good Lamar Jackson, you can't start the field that way. I mean, you've got something's got to change a little bit in that side for me. So, that's the offensive side that I seen. But the defense, boy, showed up. Bills Mafia. Let me tell you how well this team did. Cole Bishop. Let me just fire this thing off real quick right here. Cole Bishop. Dude, that was the best game in his career ever. And I think this is his second year as a safety. Phenomenal. Dude was just flying around, made several big plays, 2 straight pass breakups on a 3rd down, hit Travis Kelce in the end zone. I thought he was that would hurt. That looked like it hurt. Especially at that age and my age, if I got hit like that, but those guys are used to it. But he also led all Bills players with 7 tackles. Dude was flying around everywhere. And including 1 tackle for loss. So, huge shout out to see Cole Bishop come out there and just have the game that he did and understand that it's next man up mentality and we need you out there and what he was able to do. And that doesn't go to say for another rookie. Maxwell Hairston got to play a bit more, and to see him going step by step with Xavier Worthy. Xavier Worthy's what, a 4.2?
Yeah. Well, Maxwell Harrison did have the fastest 40 time in the draft last year, so
Yeah.
he is a stud himself. But yeah,
Buffalo
definitely to
built,
see him
yeah,
step by step is impressive.
it was. And that's why I was thinking, I was like, man, I'd love to see him on Rashee Rice. But I really wanted to see him on Xavier Worthy and getting to see Max Harrison on there and understanding that what he can do is awesome. He collected his first ever NFL interception. He said before the game or after the game, he said that last week or during practice, he was talking about he basically just prayed it and wished into fruition that he'd get an interception from Patrick. Not even joking. 5 minutes before that happened, I told the wife, said, Max Harrison's out there. He's playing against Xavier Worthy. Patrick's going to go that way. I would love to see an interception just to see it, or he's not going to be able to keep up. We're going to see one of two things, but he was able to. And it came on a big third down in the fourth quarter. It was 3rd and 10. Max Harrison picks it off. A lot of people are saying though today that it was Patrick really just doing a arm punt. Why would you arm punt on 3rd and 10? I don't know. Maybe I'm lost on that. It was into double coverage. So Max Harrison, phenomenal to see him. Joey Bosa had a hell of a game. He was disruptive for us all game, collecting 5 quarterback hurries. He also picked up a sack, 3 tackles, including 2 for a loss. So Joey Bosa, I'm happy that Buffalo went and got him. He's looking good. We got to keep him healthy though. The pass rush was phenomenal, getting 15 QB hits on there. I mean, 15 quarterback hurries. Bills defense, that's a huge number, especially against Kansas City. That pass rush was terrific to see all afternoon. 3 sacks as well was great. Greg Russo was involved in pass rush all afternoon. He finished with 4 quarterback hurries, 6 tackles, and was awarded a half a sack. So that was phenomenal to get to see. But I'll leave it at this before I do kind of changing moments and in my final thoughts. Michael Hoyt, defensive end, who Buffalo went out. This guy was so disruptive all game, has an Achilles injury, and he will miss the remainder of the season. He popped an Achilles on their non-contact injury. They came out there to pick him up on a cart, and he said no. He told them, no, I'm sitting here watching the rest of the game with the team. We can do that. We can worry about this later. The long yard conversion, giving that up, that 4th and 17, that late in the game, you cannot do that. Buffalo cannot. That's where I think Buffalo needs to. Kansas City's so scary. That's why I was like 22 seconds. They went down the field just before that in 3 plays, and like 12, like what was it, 22 seconds, maybe a minute. So it's too easy for him. And then look, Sean McDermott has to be better prepared for timeouts. I'm kind of on the fence about this. They've been talking about it all day. I think this was more the crowd was so loud that the defense just couldn't hear. And you had rookies in there. You had newer faces in there. So that could have been another one. That could have been one of the big things is just, it's too loud. But you got to be better prepared for situations like that, especially if you think that's what it is, and be able to make those changes and not waste some timeouts, unneeded timeouts, especially against the Kansas City Chiefs team. No matter how bad you may be beating them, it takes them seconds. Literally, the only team I know in the NFL, other than the Bengals when they get the kickoff and run it back, to be able to score in seconds. But yeah, phenomenal game for Buffalo. It was great. It got to show what Buffalo needed, and we could keep up. They built this team to beat the Chiefs. That's what this team was built for. It's to beat the Chiefs. That's all it is. And God, I hope we can do it in the playoffs. But we'll see. I don't know if we're not there yet. We got a long way to go. The final thoughts, the defense wasn't at full strength. Bills Mafia, we weren't full strength. But the numbers were impressive. The Bills gained 404 yards of total offense. We ran for 141 yards and threw for 263. So it was well balanced, effective attack. And we got our Super Bowl. So we dropped a banner. I wish I could just drop one right here. Bills Super Bowl 2025. That's all I have on the Bills side, guys. That's all I got.
All right, Tables and Tailgates fam. We're all about repping our teams the right way. And now we've teamed up with the NFL Shop, the official online store of the NFL. If you're looking for the latest jerseys, sideline gear, hats, or collectibles, this is the place. Every team, every player, officially licensed straight from the source. Right now, you can gear up for game day and support the podcast at the same time. Just click the link in our show notes or head to our socials. It takes you straight to the NFLshop.com. That's the NFLshop.com, where real fans get their gear.
Okay, enough of that. Let's get back to the show already. Long-winded.
So stupid.
Much needed.
Jimmy, do you want to give your thoughts? We can talk about the Chiefs side. If you want to go, you can go first. I'm sure, a long, incoherent rant that will match the stupid hat.
Oh, you're probably more. Oh, I'm sorry. Put myself in a bit of a food coma. I just ate some buffalo chicken sandwiches. I'm stuffed.
Okay.
Buffalo chicken sandwiches after a game like yesterday?
No. They're not buffalo chicken sandwiches, though. They're crybaby sandwiches.
Put you in the food coma. That hat.
Yeah, listen. It matched how I was feeling inside. No, not really. I'll switch it. Here we go. I'm going to wear all black.
Wait, play with the ears one more time.
Oh, yeah. There we go. I was really just going to fuck with this the whole entire time and try to make Tom crack because it'd at least give me something good to talk about, but it didn't work, so that's fine. 1 second here. All right. I got to wear all black because it's a funeral. It's a funeral for the Chiefs' #1 seed chances, them losing this game. There's no going to be Arrowhead annual invitation this year. The math just does not work in the Chiefs' favor anymore to even get to the 1 seed. So really, we're on the outside of the playoffs, I think, as it stands looking in. So this is kind of a rough week going into a well-needed bye. Listen, I don't know where to begin with this game. Do I talk about the offseason and how we have one team in New York that spends every waking moment and every day thinking about how they're going to beat you versus our team that thinks about how we can get old friends back together to have a fun time at the training facility? Because that's what the Chiefs do. That's what Brett Veach is all about. Hey, instead of getting good players in and get some new blood in the system, hey, remember that fun time we had with Mike Padell in the offseason? That was so much fun. Oh my gosh. You know what? McCole Hardman's out there too. Maybe we can bring him back in. The guys can toss around the ball in the locker room. Who else out there? I don't know. I just heard that the Commanders are making Nick Allegretti available and Andrew Wiley, so we could get them back too. Actually, we do need O-line help. I can talk about that here in a moment. I could talk about how the Chiefs coming into this game, their game plan was flawed from the start. It looked like the most vanilla offense, which is funny considering I thought the Bills ran the most vanilla offense I've seen in a long time. Every play was either run up the middle with James Cook, which worked really well, or put in a tight end play, pick any play in Madden, and that's what they ran, which worked very well. I could talk about how our O-line just did not play and that the team literally had no fight. Listen, if I'm on the O-line and I watch Mahomes take the hit that he took from Epinesa, which, by the way, I just want to mention here, I don't think that was a flag. However, I don't think the NFL knows what flags are for roughing the passer anymore, because I was always taught if you drive a quarterback into the ground, that's a penalty. Now, I'm not going to be the one that says, oh, the refs fucked us. And you could argue that maybe some things need to be reviewed, but then you don't want to add to the time. Like the intentional grounding, the ball was obviously tipped, but for some reason, I don't know. I can get in all that, and that's all excuses. Listen, the score is not indicative of how the game played out. The Bills beat the Chiefs' ass. Honestly, it should not have been a one-possession game. The Chiefs were never really in the game to begin with. There was no fight. Epinesa drives Mahomes out of bounds into the ground. If I'm on the O-line, bro, we fighting. I'm over there. I'm throwing haymakers right off the rip. You doing that to my quarterback? The Chiefs did not seem very interested in the game. The O line, probably the worst performance I'd seen in a while. Jalen Moore did not do a good job. We sorely missed, and I was wondering if there was going to be a game we lose because of Joshua Simmons being out. That was it. Jawan Taylor did not do well. He got hurt, and Wanye Morris came in the game, in which Wanye Morris, if you ever listen to this, get away from my team. I'm so sorry, bro. You need to, you need to get you a job at State Farm selling insurance or something, bro. You cannot be on my team anymore. It just got way worse the moment he came in this game. Mahomes was hit 15 times. His completion percentage was the lowest I think it's ever been. And no wonder. He couldn't get comfortable. He didn't have the time to go through his progressions, to read his routes. He forced the ball into places he shouldn't have. It all around was just a bad day for the offense. It looked like the run game was kind of up and running to begin with, but then you go back and look through some of the plays. Kareem Hunt is not hitting where he's supposed to hit. There's no he's not seeing the field the way he should. Brashard Smith never really got up and running. There's a player named Elijah Moore that the Chiefs paid some money to. I don't even know if that man exists. I've never seen him on the field. They elevated, oh my gosh, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, another old friend that they brought back to the team. I don't really know where to begin with this. I want to talk about how the Chiefs offseason has kind of screwed us a little bit in some regard. Brett Veach has always kind of chosen familiarity over anything else, and that's shown. The offensive line did not hold up very well. The defensive line could not get pressure on Allen. All you really need to do is double or triple team Chris Jones. George Karlaftis hasn't looked as well as he should. And then the rest of the team is a bunch of no-shows. Ashton Gelati played fine when he was out there, but we paid money for Charles Omenihu to come back. And the dude only got one pressure. That's it. No tackles, no sacks. He was hardly in the game, it seemed like. Omenihu? I don't even see him out there. There were a lot of issues going into this game. It just seemed like a vanilla game plan, and when the offense made adjustments, it didn't seem to quite work. The defense made adjustments, and those, I mean, the Bills, and rightfully so, took advantage of a linebacking core that is not very athletic, not quick, and they got yards of separation. And they could basically do whatever they wanted the entire game. That was frustrating to see. I just didn't feel like it was that close. Now, I know that Tom was a little bit upset about the field goal kick attempt at the end, but I'll tell you the truth. I would be more upset with the offensive playing calling for the Bills, because if you had just ran with James Cook on every single down, you would have picked up those yards, and you would have never been in the position where you needed to kick in the first place. So I don't know why they got away from James Cook, because on that first play on that drive, he ran for 14 yards, and then they didn't hand him the ball. Yeah. So
we have some other backup running backs that can come in and share kind of those reps with James Cook. Remember earlier in the game, James Cook went out with an ankle, had to get his ankle taped twice.
Right.
Kind of got rolled up on a little bit, but he was fine after the game. Sal Capaccio and them in the locker room talked to James Cook, and James Cook talked to the rest of the media after the game and said, "Look, I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It kind of was a little stinger. It goes away. It happens from time to time." But so are you thinking the whole familiarity of Brett Veach? So do we have a Veach insanity syndrome now?
I don't know what it is.
Too early to call?
It might be. I just feel like they really value someone who knows the playbook versus someone who's got maybe who's better from a talent perspective, and
That's how
it is
Buffalo
a
is.
bit frustrating uh, because they won't take certain risks that I feel like they should. Um, and sometimes it feels like that on in the playbook as well. I don't know why they don't run the ball more. I don't know why they try to force passes the way that they do. Uh, I mean, there really wasn't a ton of positives in this game. I guess the one few of the positives you come away with is that Josh Allen potentially had one of the best games of his career, and Patrick
Mhm.
Mahomes had potentially one of the worst games of his career, and it still was a one possession game with 22 seconds to go. So I guess maybe if the Chiefs are playing better, I don't know. It does make me wonder if there's some sort of philosophy or mindset that goes in this game where the Chiefs hold back in the playbook when they play against the Bills for the playoffs. I don't know. We got to get to the playoffs first, and the Chiefs have a pretty tough lineup ahead still, so it's not the end of the world, but it's really interesting that we have these sort of situations every year where the Chiefs don't come out with any fight in them. The energy is pretty low, and they just kind of ho hum it and hope to win at the end, and it just doesn't work that way. I guess the one cool thing was the 4th and 17. That was awesome to see the Chiefs pick that up. There were some decisions that were kind of head scratching a little bit. I did listen to your guy Sal Capaccio. He came on Kansas City radio today, talked with
Yeah.
Carrington Harrison a little bit about the field goal at the end of the first half and if that was the right decision. And I think it was. It made it an 8-point game going into the half. And I think the Chiefs had the right philosophy. Hey, let's kick the field goal here and then let's score when we get the ball at the half. But then you
Double
can't
dip.
come out. Yeah, exactly. But then you can't come out of the first half and only go 3 yards and go 3 and out. So
Yeah.
it,
Yeah. And that was Patrick's worst game in his NFL career when it came to completion percentage. That was the first time he
mhm,
ever completed under 50% of his passes. He was at
yeah.
15 to 34 for 44.12. And yeah, it was hard. It was hard to get to see that. But uh,
So some bright spots, I guess, if there are any, is Joshua Simmons has come back to the Chiefs facility as of today. So with him in the
yeah,
lineup, we should hopefully see the left side kind of gel a lot better. It is a weird thing though because is 2 weeks enough time to get acclimated? You're on the bye. Hopefully he'll slide right back in like nothing ever happened. Jawan Taylor hurt his ankle. I think he's the only injury in this game. Uh, so I don't know if that means that they're going to move Jalen Moore over to the right side, which I suspect Jalen Moore will be the right tackle next season. So we could have a look at 2026. But this game felt a lot like watching the Chiefs in 2024 and Mahomes being under constant duress. Um, it'll be interesting to see how the Chiefs come out of the bye and if they make any acquisitions before the trade deadline tomorrow. I personally think they need D line help. Right now, it's just there just is not any real consistent pressure coming from the D line. Chris Jones is not the player he once was. He used to be able to take over a game and wreck the offensive game plan. We're not really seeing that from him anymore. George Karlaftis, while I think he's a heck of a player, he's a good pass rusher. We just haven't seen him take the step to be a great pass rusher. And then everyone else is just a just a guy on the defensive line. Derek Noddy. I mean, Ashton Gelati shows flashes, but I'm wondering how much we're really missing Norman Omar Lott out of the lineup. So a lot of issues there. And then we got to look at this linebacking room. So we got quite a few areas to address in the offseason. We got to find some linebackers that can actually cover. And we got to find a running back that can actually pick up yards and follow the scripts, follow the run blocking schemes, because right now we don't have a player that can do that. It's early to see with
yeah.
Rashard Smith, but I don't think he's an every down back. Kareem Hunt's getting old. I think Isaiah Pacheco will be on a new team after this year, so it's time to go back to the well. I know that there's a lot of rumors right now with Breece Hall being linked to the Chiefs. I just don't feel like with the offensive line the way it is right now, that makes a ton of sense, but I wouldn't necessarily fight it. I think he'd be a great acquisition for the Chiefs if they can get him for a decent pick, but a lot of issues with the team and honestly at the end of the day, the Bills wanted it more. And my hat's off to them. They played a better game. They beat us on offense, they beat us on defense. They had the better game plan. Andy Reid was outcoached. Matt Nagy outcoached. Our defense coordinator outcoached. I mean, it was
And
not
that
executed.
hardly ever happens. That is
No,
a rare thing to do.
Steve Spagnuolo is arguably the best defensive coordinator of all time, and
Ever.
I don't know if it was a scheme thing or what. I don't know what the Chiefs do. I don't want to see more situations with Shamari Connors out there. I don't know what they do. Maybe next time they're not going to have all three linebackers on the field. Maybe they'll look to run a more nickel or dime package where you maybe have Jade. I'd like to see Jaden Hicks maybe cover the tight ends a little bit more. There's just too many yards of separation there. It seemed like everything the Bills wanted to run. And again, it wasn't like they were doing anything tricky. It's a very generic, vanilla, straight out of Madden playbook game plan that they had, and it was executed flawlessly. So, again, my hat's off to the Bills. The Chiefs have a lot of work to do. I think for the Chiefs now, it's just can we win the division? It's not looking great. Denver and Chargers keep winning games even though they don't look great themselves. I think we can safely say that the one seed is gone, and we just have to figure it out. Back to the drawing board. The bye could not have come at a better time for the Chiefs. That's what I'll say.
That's how I felt with Buffalo's bye week. But I think this is Patrick and Josh is the new Brady Manning.
Yeah.
I keep saying it. Everybody's like, well, no, Josh hasn't won Super Bowls. Well, Josh has 6 more years. I feel like 6 more good years with Josh. They're gonna get it there. But I mean, we've won 5 times in regular season. I mean, this is 10 times. I think Buffalo, the Bills and Chiefs have played 10 times.
Yeah, 10 times. And they're each 5 for 5.
They're each 5 for 5. So
yeah,
we just got to win it in the playoffs.
Well,
we're gonna win it. We're gonna win
Chiefs
one.
may not be there in the playoffs.
If it started
Chiefs may
today,
not be there in the playoffs. Well, yeah. So I don't know. I mean, it's good that the Colts lost, I guess, but there's still 2 or 3 AFC teams or 7-2. I don't know. Back to the drawing board for the Chiefs. Season's not over. Obviously, we still got quite a few games to go, and we'd love to see Buffalo in the playoffs. Either way, we play Buffalo again next year. We can't escape you guys. We have to play you guys every year, no matter what. So we just happen to have the AFC East next year on the draw. So it'll be in Buffalo again, no matter what.
Yep. Colts, Patriots, and Broncos are all 7-2. Steelers are 5-3, and Buffalo is 6-2.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the AFC right there. So we're getting there.
Our next 2 games are the Colts and Broncos. Just flip-flop.
Yeah, that's going to be tough.
It's not easy. We're getting to the point where the Chiefs have to win out, which doesn't feel good to say. But if anybody can figure it out, it's this team. It just depends on how well Joshua Simmons looks coming back into the lineup, and if the Chiefs are able to shore up their defensive line at all. It doesn't sound like they're going to really be able to do that. There's quite a few pieces. Another pass rusher to Philadelphia. Shocking. So,
What the hell is Philadelphia doing to get all these players and nobody else does? I'm so tired of seeing all these other teams grabbing all these great players. Jesus.
I know it really does feel like it's just Philadelphia's
Ah,
world, and we're all just living in it.
yeah. Well,
uh,
we need to give them an L. Jimmy, what do you got on that game? Anything? Got anything else on there before we move it forward?
Oh, it was I mean that opening drive was a tough go. I was pretty nervous. Dave had immediately texted me and was like, "Shit." I was like, "Just hang on, let's just see what happens." And then the next Chiefs
sure.
drive, they went down and punched it in, which was good. And I don't know. I think that all the players have it in their head, like, hey, we're gonna try, but Buffalo's gonna beat us no matter what in the regular season. And then I think everyone flips that mindset in the postseason, where like the Bills come into town or whatever, and they're just like, all right, we're gonna probably lose this one, but we gotta go try, and then it's so weird how that works every year. But no, I mean, I mean, it's obvious that Buffalo has a great team. And take away the fact that I'm a Chiefs fan, I think that if their game plan was a little better, we should have won that one. But Buffalo did play good. Their defense was lights out. I mean, their defense was killer. They did a lot of that same bullshit that I've said numerous times on the show. If they cushion the Chiefs defense will cushion receivers, and they'll get like a simple 10 or 12 yard catch, and it's like, hey, those adds up. You fucking do that all the way down the field, and that's called a touchdown. And then that one of that last play on offense for Buffalo, um, they fucking did a simple play action. Running back takes off to the flat. They had three dudes run into each other on the defense, and they're like, "Oh fuck, what's this guy doing?" And they take off after him, and then of course he gets the first down. I'm like, "You fucking three big goofballs." I was gonna say idiots, but I don't want them to ever find me and kill me. But like, it's like, what are you guys even doing, man? That's like simple shit. You see a running back take a fake handoff and take off running for a pass. You don't just sit there like, he doesn't even have the ball. Why is it? Oh shit, we're supposed to go guard him, and it was just the same shit every time. And I'm like, as soon as I watched that play, and as soon as he rolled out, I was like, you motherfuckers. And then all three of them are just bunched together, and they're like, what's this guy running for? And then they just ruined it. So it was a tough watch. I think one of the worst things that I had to deal with after that was then I had to drive my son an hour away and just sit there and sulk in it, which sucked.
Yeah.
And then all I wanted to do was drink beer, and I had to wait until I finally got home to do so. And it was
Yeah,
just
L's are no good.
no. So
This quick
hopefully they get
question:
some rest. And
how do you guys deal with losses like this? Like for me, I can't
Ah,
do anything football related. Like I can't watch it. I can't like I couldn't watch Sunday Night Football. I'm not obviously watching Monday Night Football tonight.
oh,
I just have to like
that's just because
I have to
the
like
sun
remove
sucks.
myself. Yeah.
I don't. I get really upset feeling like I'll go and just watch what everybody has to say about the Bills, and then I'll go and watch some of the big plays because I'll always pull like some of the plays out of there, and I'll try to look at one player and pull up as much film from that game from one player and just see if we had someone else in there. Right, I would go like if Kansas City has like Jason Kelsey or sorry, Travis or Patrick or anyone, right? Rasheed Rice. Well, if Rasheed Rice was there, or if George Kaloftis was here, or any of those guys, would we have won? Or if we would have made this one tackle. But it sucks. But for me, it's a little different because I'm used to Buffalo losing a lot, like going to the Super Bowl 4 times in a row, losing. I mean, we had a long stretch where we just completely sucked.
Yeah.
Um,
We did too.
And by the
Yeah.
great graces of Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, look, now our teams are probably the biggest, I would say, two teams fighting it out in biggest rivalry, I think, personally, we're not even
Yeah.
in the same division. But the gods are like, guess what? Patrick and Josh, yeah, they'll play each other at least twice a year. We just
Oh,
got to
yeah.
get over that hump, dude. I don't know. It's my losses are a little different. I'll watch football, but I just wish
No.
death upon every
For
other
me,
team,
it all depends.
every player.
There's like three different kinds of scenarios for me. There's the I go to a Chiefs game and we lose. Then
That walk out of there after is rough.
the walk out of there is rough. It's not as rough as it is in other places, like Buffalo, where the fans were cool as shit until the game was over. And the fans don't like when you say enjoy your Super Bowl because we'll beat you in the playoffs. They weren't happy
Yeah.
with me on that one, but that's all right. But for me, like if I go to the game and whether I'm drinking or not or whatever, and like we lose, I'm just kind of like, man, like you know. And then I'm fat, so like the walk back to the car really takes it out of me. So I'm like, I can't even like have the emotion of being angry because I'm just fucking fat. I know if I'm at home and I'm drinking, I mean, I'm ready to punch a fucking kitten. I'll tell you that much right now. Um, a lot of it goes down to drinking. If I'm not drinking, like for this game yesterday, I had my son with me, so I wasn't drinking, and I'm just watching the game. I'm like, oh, you motherfuckers, and then I had that long drive home, which luckily, as you guys know, my son's still at the age where he'll ask you an hour's worth of questions as we're driving. It really makes you not think about football, about how we overpay
Yeah.
these PE athletes. And so they kind of, luckily, this one didn't stick with me too much. I was dreading as you guys were texting me today, and I'm sitting here at work, and you're like, let's just go ahead and do the podcast today instead of Tuesday. And I'm like, fuck. Like, I don't know if I'm mentally ready for that yet, but
Yeah.
here we are, and it's
The
going, it's
wife even
going
said
good.
that yesterday.
But I know
The
if
wife even
if the
told me that
Chiefs would have
yesterday.
won, I was gonna mess with you. So you come in here with your super awesome sunglasses that I gave to you,
Big Jim shades. Yeah.
and
Well, look, my wife even said, my wife even told me, she's like, you guys should just do the podcast tomorrow since really your main podcast is just about the Bills and Chiefs. They both played. And I was like, that's genius. We should.
well,
My uncle's like, before the game, he's like, are you guys gonna do like a live show for this? And I was like, no,
uh,
I don't know how well that would go down.
yeah.
It'll be fun. Maybe next year if that's what you guys want. Put it in the comments.
I think if this
Um,
could get some more followers, it is a comical thing to watch you watch football, Tom and Dave. Both of you guys, like the second like the other team gets like 2 rushing yards, and you both are like, "Jesus fucking Christ! I mean, do we even stop runs? Like just let him run for 80 right
we
there." And it's like,
we
what? Just
don't.
what?
We don't. That's validated though. We don't stop runs. You saw it
Well,
firsthand.
that is true.
yeah.
But
Well,
watching you two is
I
funny.
will.
So next year, if we're still doing this, which hopefully we are, and hopefully there's more of a following, we need to get you two in a room together and just put a GoPro behind you guys, and then just see what happens because it'll be pure comedy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I do want to. I do need to bring up one thing before we roll into the Bills because Kansas City does have a bye, and the Bills Dolphins going to be a real quick breeze through for me. There's not much that I
Oh
even
yeah,
wrote down
that's
on there.
gonna be a tough one.
A
Nail biter.
tough barn burner down in the shit show. All right,
Hey,
long
it
time listener. This
wasn't
was a comment.
it wasn't too bad of a game the last time though. The 31-21 wasn't as bad as we thought it was going to
Yeah,
be.
no, it wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah, but the Dolphins have gotten infinitely worse since.
They had one 2 weeks ago. They had a badass game.
Yeah, so
So,
just don't fart on Tua's pillow the night before the game, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
sure.
We
Just don't
got
give him
that one
pink
covered.
eye.
All right.
You don't want to mess with my pink eye.
So I'll read this out, and then after we're done talking about it real fast, I'll tell you who said it. So this is a comment that we had on the last podcast, Rivalry Week. It says, long-time listener, first-time caller here. Can you cover a couple of questions I have for the Bills in this week's podcast?
Can I
First
stop
question.
you real quick?
Besides,
Why does
yeah.
this question sound like you're the one that's asking it?
No, I'm
That
not.
is a you
I'm
quote
not.
to
It's
start
just
this question.
No,
he's
I'm
got
serious.
burner
It's not me.
accounts.
No. This is.
No, I know
I'll
it's not you. I know exactly what comment you're going to reference. I saw it.
After so Dave knows, but afterwards I'll tell you, Jimmy, who
All right.
wrote this.
All right.
Besides beating Mahomes and the Chiefs in the regular season, which Super Bowl victory is your favorite? I wasn't even gonna. If we're talking about the Bills versus Chiefs, all 5 of them are the best. Especially this one, when we got to see AJ Epinesa hit Patrick Mahomes so fucking hard.
Oh, God.
You know it hurt.
Go.
And then when Cole Bishop, a second-year safety back there, hit Travis Kelce so hard he had to leave.
There was a few seconds left in the first half. You can't really claim that. They checked him for concussion. He came right back out there the second half.
I know, and what did good on that first play, too. Okay, question 2.
My goodness.
Why is O.J. Simpson on Buffalo's Ring of Honor? And do you think he will be on the Ring of Honor in the new stadium? Thanks. No. I don't, because he's one of the best running backs Buffalo's ever had, besides Thurman Thomas and now James Cook, or is Buffalo Bills the Bills?
I would argue he had a better run with the Bronco.
Yeah.
I
think he got more yards covered with it.
he might have had a couple more yards with the old Bronco.
The
Killer
glove
stats.
didn't fit.
Yep.
And do I think he'll be on the Ring of Honor in the new stadium? Yeah, if they're gonna bring all the old players back, yes, but Probably. It's called New Highmark. So you never know. We'll see. But that you would know that answer before I would, because of the line of business you do and the people you have contact with, potentially. But that was Rob Kinnick, by the way, that dropped that comment. Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it.
That's funny.
I think he was just upset about Kansas City losing. So there it is. There's the answer. Real quick to the Bills-Dolphins Sunday at noon. Buffalo travels down to the shit show that's happening down in Miami. Some key matchups for Buffalo to look at. Buffalo's rushing offense again, of course, against that Dolphins rush defense. I want to see a little bit more of that 12-13 personnel with Cook in the backfield, especially play action, just kind of getting a little bit more of a feel for what's going on. Again, the Dolphins, that defense is struggling. That whole team is struggling. So it's hard to see it. I'm excited to get to see cornerback Max Harrison go up against Jalen Waddle. It'll be fun to see, especially being able to break up those deep threat pass breakups, especially the one he had with Xavier Worthy. He actually got his head turned around. That's hard, especially when they're running at that quick of a speed. So it'll be fun to get to see that. I can't wait. I want to see a little bit more out of Larry Ogunjobi, the defensive end room, getting too off tempo. Let's keep if we can keep the pedal where it is, where it was for the Chiefs game, you're going to get too off tempo so fast. He'll probably end up having a concussion within the first couple minutes of that game. I mean, you go out there with AJ Epinesa and hit him like you hit Patrick. I don't think Tua plays football ever again. The biggest thing for Buffalo is shutting down Devon Achane and forcing Miami to be one-dimensional. That's going to be huge. Those are going to be the matchups to look at. So Buffalo's rush defense or run defense, needs to step up huge. We're not the best. Teams are able to run all over us. So, as far as injury reports, stuff like that, I always like to go through those before I do the Bills win if and Bills lose. I'll update it later this week. As of right now, what we know, Josh Palmer and Daquan Jones, I believe, are still day-to-day. And they're looking good to return to Miami, so that'll be really good in the wide receiver room. Tylen Grable can be activated. We may end up getting our kicker back. Tyler Bass may come out of IR. I'm not sure where McDermott's head's at that, but it's not a necessity at this moment. The big one is I guarantee Buffalo shopping for help before the trade deadline. I mean, it's 48 hours from now or less. When this podcast goes out, deadline's done. With Michael Hoyt out for the season with Achilles injury, look for Buffalo to go pick somebody else up to help on that defensive line, especially be a run stopper. But I'll update everybody later this week on the Bills injury report. The Bills win if Josh's Superman cape's washed, dried, pressed, and ready to be packed up for that trip to the shit show they have in Florida. That's how Buffalo wins. Just make sure that cape's sitting on that plane when Josh gets on there and let James cook, and we got it. I'll tell you this, Buffalo lose if Devon Achane has a phenomenal game and Tua gets Jalen Waddle going. That could be one of those weird trap games kind of come to mind, but I don't think Buffalo will allow it to happen. I think Buffalo's getting good pieces back. We came out fairly healthy other than Michael Hoyt. Remember last game, Devon Achane had 91 yards from scrimmage, and the game was tied 21-21 until Buffalo pulled away to a 31-21 victory. So look for Miami to keep doing some things like that, just running with Devon Achane, just trying to get everything they can. I mean, they're selling off pieces. They already lost their GM. GM went before the coach. Very odd to see. So I have it 35-17 Buffalo. I think Buffalo's back to form. I think we're going to look good, and I think we're going to be all right. What do you guys got?
Yeah, I just put mine on
Dolphins.
here. I put Dolphins or Bills 38, Dolphins 6, and I think it's just by field goals. I don't think. I mean, you have the Bills coming off their Super Bowl victory. They're on cloud nine right now. They all got to come up and touch the GOAT Mahomes after the game and say what an honor it was to play him. So they
I
probably.
wonder if Max Harrison got that ball signed. Do you think he did?
My God.
That would have been dope. I mean, honestly, like I that's one thing I love about the NFL is like some of the players are cool enough to like do stuff like that for other people, and him being a rookie, and he's a rookie this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was like
This is
his
the second game he's
first
ever
or
played.
second game, and to pick off the GOAT. I mean, that would be something pretty cool that I would imagine Mahomes would probably actually do. I doubt that they even thought of it at the moment, but that would be cool. But no, I have Bills 38, Dolphins 6. I think they're gonna. All joking aside, I think that they're just gonna fucking kill them like everyone else does. So I think it'd be hilarious if it was flipped and the Dolphins won 38 to 6.
Oh,
There's
that would
no
be good.
way.
What do you have? What do you have, Dave?
I've got Bills 42, Dolphins 14.
42-14.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just think it's
Hey,
gonna
look,
be.
Dave is actually you and Jimmy both have been really close, all on quite a few of them. So, huge shout out. Yeah, that's really it. I did have just a few other small things. KC's on the bye. Buffalo wins. Patriots lose. Buffalo be leading the AFC East again by a half a game. If Buffalo loses, the Patriots win. We'll be further behind the AFC East standings. Currently, we're on top of the wild card right now. If the playoffs started today, and of course, Kansas City wouldn't be in, that'd be really hard to see playoffs where Kansas City or Buffalo doesn't make it. I don't see it. I don't see it happen.
I think there's a chance the Chiefs miss the playoffs. I don't think there's a chance the Bills do. But I do think if the Patriots win the AFC East, if you put any money on Drake May being MVP, that's a pretty safe bet, I think, if they end up winning the AFC East. Drake May has played very well this year.
You have to. Who else other than the
Daniel
Colts running
Jones,
back?
maybe? Well, no, they don't give it to running backs.
Indiana Jones.
They don't give it to running backs. Yeah.
But Indiana Jones had a... yeah.
He did not play well against the Steelers. And this, I mean, I don't even know what to make of the Steelers. That's such a weird team to me.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't know. And dude, who knows? Maybe the Ravens win out and make the playoffs. It's completely possible. How crazy would that be?
Yeah.
What a weird season. Again, the only thing you can count on are the Jets being trash. So everything else is, My wife is a Bears fan, and she loves to complain about how bad they are. And they had a crazy shootout game to win the game. One of the best games of the year.
Woo.
Absolutely wild, high scoring affair. And the Bears have a better record than the Chiefs do. So I don't know. I don't know what to think of this season. The more I think I know, the less I actually do. So
it is. It's wild.
I'm going into the bye where I can remove myself from football and hopefully have a better mindset going into the game against the Broncos. Maybe with Breece Hall. Chiefs, if you're listening, Breece Hall will be pretty sweet. Just saying.
Yeah, and we'll be back there for episode 11 for that. Well, huge shout out to all of our new subscribers and followers. And, of course, the OGs who have been running with us from the start. Thank you guys for watching another episode of Tables and Tailgates. You could have been anywhere else, but you're here with us, and we greatly appreciate you for that. The best way to support the show, hit that follow button. Smash that like button. Subscribe, share it with the crew, and ring that bell so you never miss when we drop new content. New episodes drop every Wednesday wherever you get your podcast. We will see you guys back here for episode 11. And the Chiefs coming off of a bye. That's going to do it for us. And as always, from Arrowhead to Orchard Park, thanks for joining us on Tables and Tailgates. Till next week, keep smashing tables, keep tailgating, and keep loving football.